What's up, guys? Welcome back to ESL One Hamburg South American Qualifier matches. This is going to be the second semifinal of the day. Mad Kings going up against Taka to see who's going to face SG Esports tomorrow. I'm Mike Loris, going to be casting this along with, well, it's probably better if I just let him introduce himself.
Yeah, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Eckstein.
There you go. I mean, I couldn't let you on the broadcast without you saying that at least once for introduction. So,
Yeah.
now you got it. Please leave.
No, we got
Seriously though, Taka did have a grueling game up against Infamous the other day, and Mad Kings, well, we just kind of coincidentally haven't really seen all that much of them. They only played one game as they got seeded into the second round already, so not all that much from these guys, at least in this tournament. But for right now, I think it's probably just better just look at the drafts. I would favor Team Taka. I was very impressed with them yesterday, but who knows? It's a new day.
Yeah, exactly. Not really sure what Mad Kings is going to be coming into this with. The games that they did win earlier, they did have Disruptor as their common hero picked throughout that. So we'll see if that's something that they rely on again, or if Taka kind of takes that into consideration here. Taka also have been using Batrider and I believe Silencer as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a game to pick up Disruptor, up against Batrider would be a pretty good reason to do so, but as of right now, Taka going to go for not Nature's Prophet going up against Spirit Breaker, so you're going to take a little bit of a safer route. Shadowburn's Batrider was incredible yesterday. Silencer picked up quite often for Taka, and it was, I believe, 444 playing it the other day. He ended up with like 50 intelligence or something stupid like that in a 30-minute game. It was absolutely crazy. So Taka are in their comfort zone. They have the initiation, and they have the cover. Mad Kings only with the Spirit Breaker right now. I don't know, what do you think? Like an AA pick or something like that?
Yeah, that seems like a good option. You know, you'll be able to focus where the fight is at due to the Batrider, you know. Just kind of throw that blast wherever his lasso is taking your friend and cover that fight. And pick a Rubik.
Rubik is certainly an interesting one along with Spirit Breaker. Batrider steals aren't really that good. Silencer steals are like impossible.
Yeah. And yeah, it's somewhat of a decent combo with the Spirit Breaker to just kind of lift and isolate and try to bash down, especially early, rotating around, causing trouble, maybe hopefully cliffing somebody. But still pretty open-ended and, you know, not too many juicy spells on the table like you were mentioning.
That's what Mad Kings are able to do with this. I mean, there's not really many combos, like safe lane combos with Rubik. At least not anymore. Like, Slark is very rarely picked up nowadays. Juggernaut is sometimes seen. It's like, it's actually Juggernaut really good up against Batrider, and so is Slark, I suppose. So, you know, those heroes are somewhat reasonable for Mad Kings to pick up right now, but even then, the combos are not going to be all that incredible. They'll take out the Meepo. Taka have a Meepo. You got to watch out for that.
Yeah, I saw that against their results against Midas Club Young. And Taka now going to buy on the Lifestealer. So we got one more ban before we get back to picks here.
Viper Lifestealer, get the Earth Spirit out of there as well.
So attacking another one of the support heroes.
The Silencer already, the support 4 position, looking for Taka like it might be just a little bit thin. Spirit Breaker, I would say, with Earth Spirit are like some of the more premium 4 position heroes that you can grab. Clockwork, I suppose, is alright if Taka want to really get a lot of initiation on the board, but outside of that, there haven't really been that many heroes. Nyx Assassin, I suppose, but
yeah,
it seems like only mediocre here.
Yeah, it might be one of the better options. We did see that Bounty Hunter in the last game that you were casting, and that seemed to be a pretty good runaway. But I don't know if the track would help with Spirit Breaker. Not something that you necessarily want to give away, though, and allow the team to kind of like nullify the advantage you might get from track kills.
Well, could also be Tusk, could also be Shaker. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why Shaker didn't cross my mind. It definitely should have, but you know, just a long range disable along with that Batrider. Try to cover that initiation and try to deal with the Spirit Breaker as well. It's pretty standard stuff coming out from this Team Taka lineup so far. Team fight, initiation, they really do have it all right now. Mad Kings, I mean, Nature's Prophet's still in the pool. not really an attractive pick anymore. It does seem like this is the pick for Mad Kings where they can get like almost whatever they want and just try to like build up their own draft, really regardless of what that is.
Yeah, definitely. Taka has kind of established their tone a little bit with that Earthshaker, but Earthshaker's super reliable at the moment right now. Great state with that hero. So powerful. And especially the Batrider combo is going to be really strong. So Mad Kings still have to pick their mid and their carry. And really their offlaner.
Don't have the last pick. You're going up against a silencer, but someone like a Puck can still be selected here for Mad Kings for their off lane or for their mid lane, really depending on what they would rather do. And you know that it'll be reasonably safe. I mean, Shaker, unlike an Earth Spirit, doesn't really have that much to actually kill off a hero like a Puck. So it would give Mad Kings a decent form initiation. I don't mind that pick at all here. Boom.
Call, yeah.
We did it.
So we'll be seeing him glimpse out of reality and be trying to dodge those Earthshaker fissures. A balance of silences going out as Puck will be able to cast his in the AoE, hopefully disrupt what Batrider and Earthshaker are trying to get going here.
Well, it's going to be something that Taka will honestly struggle to deal with. Even though, like, silencing a Puck with a hero like a silence is obviously insane. Puck can very easily get a Yule Scepter, deal with that, and that's like not an uncommon item for the hero. Silencer himself doesn't really have many ways of silencing the Puck outside of his global. Everything else is not super dependable, so especially up against that Yule Scepter, which I expect Mad Kings are going to be building up on that Puck. So
yeah,
I'm not really sure how they deal with this necessarily. If they go for something like an anti-mage, and if it's an offlane Puck, then Taka can find themselves in a pretty nice kind of just natural counter state. Anti-mage actually seems not too unreasonable here.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need to find something that can kind of follow his mobility and chase him down. Right now, Earthshaker, wants to be able to fissure and stun big old groups of people. Puck's going to be able to kind of like dart around and get away, and Earthshaker, if he is using the fissure at him, is just going to be chasing him. Looks like Ember with the lassos is what they're going to be attempting. That certainly brings some of the categories and qualities that we were talking about there.
The Ember Spirits for the mid lane, I would expect for Team Taka, is certainly a hero that you can gank. Spirit Breaker has some heroes in the mid lane that you just like can never gank. You can never charge them because it'll never work. Ember Spirit's not the easiest. If you see him coming, you just chain him down before he lands on you with the charge. It's a really narrow timing there for the Ember Spirit, but now we have Mad Kings grabbing an LC. A direct response to the enemy Batrider, but I mean, Batrider, lasso, yeah, you can purge it off. I would say 9 times out of 10, if Team Taka really want to start a team fight, Batrider is going to is going to initiate with Global Silence cover. So that's not really going to work all the time for Legion Commander. Still going to take off the Napalm stacks, I guess. If they do end up matching against each other, that's not bad for the Legion.
Yeah, it's a decent pick. It feels like one of those ones that you're kind of like, I'm not opposed to it. We'll see how they play it. We'll see how it, as a team, how they coordinate with it. If they can pick up some of those dual wins with him and get Legion rolling and some plus damage. But also, as you mentioned, it has some vulnerabilities during fights and trying to engage the other team.
Radiant team pick.
Ursa's going to be taken out. Is Mad King's going to go for an Alchemist here? It's usually like a big reason to take out that hero if you're going to get one of those few heroes that just really does not want to match up against Ursa in the lane. And Alchemist is like the one who has the worst time in that scenario. I guess like Ursa's still pretty good against Legion Commander. You can really tank up a lot of this damage from Mad Kings. Their burst just initially isn't that high. I wouldn't mind an Alk. I mean, Taka can't really play this game super rapidly. Like Shaker, Silencer, again, aren't really the most aggressive of supports. Even Ember Spirit, we have seen games where he's able to just go off, but those are few and far between.
Yeah, Alk would fight very well against Batrider, and all those heroes. We'll see. Weaver instead.
It's a Weaver. No, I mean, I do think that Weaver is always going to be like an okay hero. You can get much better or much worse depending on how many disables are on the other end, but this one seems like he's actually going to be pretty decently answered.
10 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
Mobility is certainly going to be nice, but I'm not really sure if this is
5 seconds remaining.
going to be necessarily winning Mad Kings the game, since Taka do have all these mid-game answers. Is really good in lane, but now Taka get the Bloodseeker, which is just pure anti-Weaver tech.
Yeah. That's a nice pick there, and really puts them in a nice spot to be able to team fight effectively against Mad Kings and lock down that Weaver. Seems like too much elusiveness from Mad Kings and not enough just man-to-man fighting. I mean, Elsie's kind of in that category, but you don't really want her to be leading the fights initially.
And it's kind of weird to say, right? It's like, oh, they're too mobile, they're too evasive, these heroes. But yeah, in a heads-up fight, they really will need to focus their targets very closely. They have to initiate. And as you said, like, Legion Commander would kind of like to do that. Puck and Spirit Breaker, it's not impossible, but it is really hard when you're talking about initiating into a Silencer Earthshaker team, into a Batrider, who's most likely going to be initiating on you first. Again, Shadowburn, we've seen just yesterday 2 games of his playing the Batrider, and he was absolutely insane on both of those. So it does feel like Shadowburn plays this guy quite a bit.
Yeah.
Again, the matchups aren't going to be the cleanest. Like, you're never going to kill Weaver with Batrider, nor the Legion Commander, since you can just press off those napalm charges. But still, it's all about that mid game once you get your Blink Dagger and how much havoc you can cause as Bat, which is, I expect, going to be a lot. So I don't know about you, but I'm liking Taka's draft just a little bit more than Mad King's. Maybe like a 55-45 type thing.
Yeah, I'm feeling maybe a little bit closer to 70-30. Yeah. Pushing it out there. I just like the balance. I feel like they have more carry, more possibility going into late game. I mean, Weaver's always great, and LC, has over 9,000 potential. Just get humongous. But it would just have to go really long, and I think Ember, Bloodseeker, Batrider, Earthshaker, I think the combos there are just going to be a little bit too much. And as I said, I feel like they're going to fight a little too loose, and then they're just going to leave like the Legion and the Rubik to die. And everybody else is going to be like jumping around. Right now,
Well, we'll
players
see.
are crazy on
It
the map.
is maybe coming down to these lanes, which for sure Mad Kings have a chance of utterly dominating. We've seen not much Spirit Breaker dominance in these games, but we have seen Spirit Breaker dominate in some other regions. Just charging everyone everywhere he goes, there's kills. Again, the follow-up is going to be somewhat lacking in this particular game, but you're looking at lanes where you're charging into an Ember Spirit, charging into a Bloodseeker and a Batrider. Like, these heroes, are sometimes difficult to deal with, but it's not impossible to land the stun, so you actually do have those opportunities as a Spirit Breaker. So lots of eyes here on Moger, the Spirit Breaker, on the Mad King's side. If he is going to end up getting just a handful of kills, even just on these supports, could give the Mad King side a lot of momentum in this game.
Yeah, and what's coming out from Dire side already down. Radiance has there in a pretty typical spot.
They're all pretty standard.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, this is not standard, though. Legion Commander setting up for mid up against Ember Spirit. That is very smart. I mean, Puck has been seen off lane, I would say, a lot more than mid nowadays. But Legion Commander versus Ember is such a clean lane for the Legion Commander. You can just start right-clicking him. And with your passive, with Moment of Courage, you will most likely come ahead every single time. You're completely immune to the Searing Chains because you can just press that off.
30 seconds to battle.
This is a smart move.
Yeah, that is a pretty nice matchup. We'll have to see how that turns things around, and whether Taka can still just set themselves up well enough for the late game. Maybe Earthshaker will be over there babysitting a little bit more to try to deal with things.
It looks like he's at least going to give them a better block in the mid lane. It definitely matters, the block, but it matters a lot less when there's just 2 melee heroes that are going to be going at it. And he's not actually going to give him the better block. Just going to do it, the usual support stuff, body blocking.
Yeah. That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep that mana. He's got 3 clarities with him and some boots, so he's going to be running around, getting back to base. And we'll have dual lane bottom. Oh, there's that creep block. Going to do it for Batrider. And we have a pause.
And more pauses. Thank you, South America region. Door.
Ooh, the door. Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, actually, my dog's outside. Maybe I should get the door too.
Right.
It's
Not a
nice out.
bad
She'll be
time.
fine. How long can this game actually last? Like, come on.
Really?
It's not like
One
Dota games go
Dota. Yeah. No, never.
That has never happened before. 20 minutes.
Whatever.
We're out of here. Easy game.
Yeah, whatever the Bloodseeker had going on at the door did not take long, thankfully. And we are back to action.
Look at this damage stacking up over on the mid lane. Robo's getting into a fist fight with Masha and PTT. The puck is just getting so many glaives thrown at him up towards top. And I hate anime. Of course, you take Blood Rage first, but already with this amount of fighting, oh, PTT misses the fissure.
Rider actually in trouble.
With this amount of fighting, once he gets level 2,
Shadow
Bat Rider,
Rider.
he's dead. Charge is good.
Nice pick up there. Getting the bash helps out, and actually there goes
What?
Puck. So
That is never supposed to happen. 444 literally just solo killed the enemy Puck as a silencer level 1.
yeah, damage underestimated. He maybe was kind of forgot that he didn't have phase shift. Earthshaker trying to come in on mid lane and pester this Legion commander. It's just going to force him away from the wave a little bit, but not going to throw anything out yet.
This Mad King's style is a little bit old, and not like old school old, just a little bit outdated. Moger is still on this bottom lane, pushing for that level 2, like sitting in the creep wave, but this Shaker over towards mid has given Ember Spirit such a massive advantage already, just CS-wise, over the Legion Commander. Now, Legion Commander still can come back from this for sure, but this is not going to be a safe spot for her to be. She doesn't actually have press, and now is going to get aggroed a lot. Courier is going to deliver some extra regeneration, so she will be fine. But top lane now abandoned by the Puck, at least for right now. This is already looking really tough for these lanes of Mad Kings.
Yeah, not going so well for him. That mid, really did need some direct support. The Rubik's transferring over there now. Rubik's still just level 1, only has lift. He's going to be able to lift the Ember, throw him in the tower. Here comes the Spirit Breaker as well. That is quite a bit of damage on the Ember Spirit. Earthshaker is here. He's going to be able to throw the 3-man fissure. Locks him off. Puck rotating now. But Masha just taking a few hits. It's going to be thrown up in the air one more time. The Spirit Breaker comes in again. Finally gets him down.
Oh, and they're going to try to race for the Puck. At least Shaker will, but takes an orb to the face. 444 also can't really help him here. Got driven away by Moger. A couple more right clicks. That's a dead Earthshaker now. That's what they need, man. That's why you pick up a Spirit Breaker, so you can charge in towards the mid lane. I guess waiting for that level 2 actually did pay off, and the Puck getting involved there as well, kind of redeeming the fact that he foolishly died up against the Silencer top lane. That's quite the turnaround for Mad Kings, as they do take down, at the bare minimum, just this Ember Spirit. Like, that's already really worth it.
Yeah, it's Earthshaker, meanwhile, who's kind of struggling for levels. Is just going to hit level 2 with this creep pull. That'll help drag things back a little bit and keep Puck further in check. Weaver's doing pretty good on bottom.
Weaver's pretty untouchable in this lane. But he does have a lot of napalm stacks, so he has to be careful not to chase the Bat Rider through the Firefly. He has 15 sticks. Shadowburn has a little bit of help coming. Oh, no, that's actually not his help. That's Rubik. Yeah, I mean, once you get charged as Bat Rider, you're not going to be able to escape the Weaver, most likely. So, not really sure if turning around was the correct decision, but decided to go for it. Losing your Bat Rider, though, is not really a terribly huge deal. At least not as long as Masha is still dominating this mid lane. Level 5 now on the Ember Spirit. And as much damage as the Legion Commander nuke does, it's not ever really going to be enough to pop this Flame Guard.
Yeah, we'll see if he... again, Rubik's coming in here, has an Invisor and was smoked up as well. And we're going to get another charge on the Ember. Nice lasso. That was really good. Going to get another bash there, but not enough damage. The Legion is kind of on the backside of that. Couldn't really get forward and engage. So, able to bounce back, and he's just going to be bottle crawling.
Well, I Hate Anime has been on this top lane pretty quietly now. Actually, he did get that one assist on the Puck earlier. I guess it wasn't necessarily a solo kill, but either way, Bloodseeker now with Phase Boots, 3 stacks and Thirst. Not really going up against that much opposition in the lane. Puck has a lot of base damage, Can't really afford to outlast his Bloodseeker. However, now here comes the opposition. Stuns are layered quite a bit. The Fade Bolt, not quite going to be enough. They need a greater bash, but he's so fast. Thanks to those phase boots and the thirst. Zips away, and that's maybe still going to knock him out of this lane. He's going to try to go for these Blood Rage kills, it looks like, maybe.
Yeah, they're right under tower, so that's nice. He just picked up that stick, so that'd come in handy. And Radiant has rotated back to utilize the Shrine. It gives, we'll see if they can get a rotate on mid, though. Last time that they found some success here, it was when they brought superior numbers. They have 4 players nearby. You got a charge coming in, gets 2 players with the charge. Silencer does throw out the curse, though. It is going to take a ton of damage. Great jump in by Mashu, just got his ultimate. I hate animes here as well. They're going to get the Spirit Breaker. 2 TPs out from Mad Kings, however.
So much thirst on the Bloodseeker. Shadow Burn on bottom lane. Pushed out by that Weaver. But that was a pretty good retreat there from Mad Kings, honestly. You take down the Silencer at the cost of their Spirit Breaker, which is pretty much a nullified trade going either way. But man, you clump up for an Ember Spirit like that, especially an Ember Spirit who's already far ahead, you're going to severely regret that. So we go for the Ring of Kila. I expect Ember Spirit to be doing pretty standard, probably magic-based Ember Spirit things in this game, but Bloodseeker getting involved is now working with that level 6, so Ruptured now up. He could definitely grab a TP scroll and think about helping out this bottom lane to kill off the Weaver, because they've actually already pulled out the time-lapse once. The opening isn't really that huge, but for sure you want to be using Rupture on Weaver as much as you can, or at least using Rupture on anyone as much as you can. Again, I hate anime. Rotated out once, but now it's back into a lane where there's just no opposition.
Yeah, kind of quiet for the moment as the team's just jockeying around, not really being able to comfortably find players they'd like to. Weaver and Batrider still playing footsie with each other, and Rubik checking on the bounty rune up top, but already gone.
Maybe thinking about setting up for a play on Bloodseeker. They need a 3rd hero here for sure.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Robo over in the mid lane is going to get hit with the root. He does have press for a little bit of extra healing right now. Masha, he's going to double commit. Not quite enough damage. The dots from the shield will get the kill. Nada is going to teleport in, get stunned up by the Blind Enchant Totem. That'll let the Silencer leave. Moger's still charging in, but on the Silencer who teleported out already, so not going to land on the Shaker. It's a big forced rotation as they're unable to save their Legion. They don't get anything in response. And now the bottom lane's abandoned.
Yeah. Mad Kings had the briefest glimpse of a really bright start there, but Dota's a long game, and things have been getting just a little bit tougher for him with some of these fights.
We're going to put the Legion on the bottom lane now. She's going to go for Armlet first, hoping for the Spirit Breaker, for the Puck perhaps to initiate for her, and she's going to be the heavy right clicker. I don't hate this build, but for sure it does seem like you need a kind of a better start if you're going to make this build really work, because Armlet is not a good item when you pick it up super late.
Yeah, then you're still going to need to build an initiation item on her.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So
Like Blade Mail or something like that. A lot of gold is needed for Legion.
Yeah, definitely. And they're going to have to find some kills for her. Shadowburn is going to be a bit more careful now. He's got a Bracer. We'll see if he is able to just kind of find the gold and stockpile for a Blink Dagger. He's teleported a mid tower, but Moger is going to be able to get out, and Just Nada did get the kill on the Earthshaker PTT. Moger gets out temporarily, I should say. No,
Charge out. That's not going to happen. Shadowburn with the dots. Firefly, Napalm will kill off Moger, making it a 1-for-1 trade. Although up towards top lane, Silencer farming not quietly anymore, as Sladin and SNK are both spotted on the incoming, but the Rubik Telekinesis is available right now. Do a lot of damage to himself with that curse. And with Weaver coming in, they should be able to take down this Silencer. These are really, really high number of heroes rotating in here for the Mad King side. And Weaver, is he going to go down right now? One more shot, not quite enough. 27 HP. This is requiring all of Mad King's heroes, though. So although they're getting kills, I don't really think the kills that they're getting on these particular heroes are necessarily worth the massive amount of heroes not farming.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at this stage of the game, I think that Team Liquid really displayed it, where giving up some of the
Liquid.
kills.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Your bias is showing.
Oh, I'm just, pointing out that sometimes Puppy would die on Lich and it just doesn't matter. He just like shrug and just like whatever, man, because you are just losing, a really low hero for a lot of resources from the other team. And Silencer right now getting jumped on. The Batrider is going to come in, and Bloodseeker jumping on top of the Spirit Breaker, able to get the kill. Now Rupture and Dream Coil down, locking these players in place. The Weaver has arrived, putting a lot of damage on the Batrider. Taka having a phase shift out. The win is out for the Legion Commander. Gets the first duel win. Bloodseeker going down now. Ember Spirit trying to fight off with this Weaver playing footsie. Spirit Breaker is charging in, but is from all the way back at base. Won't be there for just a little bit, but should be able to help out. And they're going to be able to get a kill on Masha, and PTT thrown back in, so it's a bit more significant on the fight.
Double kill for Nada at the end of the day. This Weaver being super elusive, as we described in the draft, and in those type of engagements where you're able to get the initiation started, where the only hero that at that point who you really have to worry about is that Ember Spirit and his burst damage, who commits a good portion of it to killing off your friendly Rubik, means that as Weaver, you don't really have to worry about anything from there on out. It's like, still the Batrider didn't get initiation there. That was not exactly a good place for the Taka side to fight. Like, why would you actually fight in between a shrine and 2 towers? It's because you really are desperate to get those kills, and you know you can actually get those kills very easily, but overcommitted for sure. SNK is going to get jumped up towards top now. Big commitment from the Ember Spirit. He needs to stay there for the dot shield, and he will get the kill. Charge is coming in from somewhere and way too far. Masha still is pretty stacked despite having died earlier, but the Weaver is going to be somewhat of a problem. Really, it is going to be up to Shadowburn. This Batrider to try to deal with him just by initiation. Shaker can do it as well, but I'm not entirely convinced that he'll be able to initiate on a Weaver super easily given his farm state.
Yeah, Weaver going for Diffusal first, which will be helpful for all sorts of circumstances. Purging off those napalm stacks or slowing down his opponents here. Trying to find, both teams are looking for action here. Weaver hits a Silencer first, takes off a quarter of his health.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, I like the idea of trying to kill off the Weaver. Definitely execution-wise, could have worked out if the Shaker Invis rune was not spotted. The Legion saw it, so no surprises there. And yeah, it does seem like for right now, Mad Kings will be able to get farm, at least right now, on all the lanes. It has been really difficult for them to actually do that, but now they actually do have at least some semblance of lane control, as Masha is in the jungle. Looks like travels are up on him, though. The Ember Spirit is ready to tango, and looks like bottom lane may be where the fight is going to happen. Damage onto the Weaver won't really be all that substantial, as the Fissure is stolen by the Rubik. Look at the tower and the fall back.
Couple items just came out. We had Armlet on Legion Commander, drums on the Batrider as well, and definitely a couple other players still just working towards Blink Daggers.
Dire's middle tower is under
Tower now being shoved in as well. They're making a really deep smoke rotation in. Looking for that Ember Spirit. Unfortunately, not going to find anything, nor is the scan, though, from Taka, so they may not know that this is necessarily coming. They do have the Rupture, they do have Batrider with the drums at the ready, but they don't have a target. In fact, the target is spotted up towards top Masha. Don't think with the Rubik and Spirit Breaker they can kill this hero. They definitely need a Weaver or a Puck or a Legion or really anyone else, but over towards the mid lane, they're going to keep the Legion Commander in. He's ruptured and running. That's not a good combo. Now running back with the lasso. He's going to try to fight out with this armlet, but there's so much damage over time on the ground. It doesn't matter. That's a pretty nice kill for Shadowburn. Again, you got to use that lasso. You want to use this drum ASAP. And killing off a Legion with a killing spree is not too bad. Although Masha, oh, he's going to teleport straight up towards top. Instantly jump away.
Nice.
Yeah. That's actually not that nice, because he's going to go right back in. Charge is here. They do have a silence and a coil, but the global silence is going to come out first. Now Masha's going to jump forward, looking for the Spirit Breaker. Fissure there with the damage. They'll have enough. This is actually an Arcane Rune Ember Spirit, so he's going to have another set of those shackles. Rubik's going to try to teleport out, but it's too much physical right click. In the back, Shadowburn, with their Earthshaker, going to stall up the Weaver a little bit. Shadowburn still will fall, but they'll take down the Puck. Earthshaker now is going to enchant Totem, will keep the Shikuchi out of reach. Masha, though, his shield is going to get purged off, and of course that movement speed means that he is going to send that spirit out very slowly. Nada, though, is going to go invis with the still, yeah, Rupture on him. I think they have him, although RoboZ can give in the duel to help out, and it looks like they may be able to turn things around with a duel win. In fact, they will. Nada now chasing forward, looking for where he could find. It's Masha. Still was charged down by Moger, is completely out of mana, will get dropped by the overwhelming odds. Now onto the Silencer. I think that was actually most of the heroes, if not all the heroes from Taka to fall there. RoboZ coming back from the dead from that gank in the mid lane, and it worked out pretty damn well.
Yeah, that was another really good fight for Mad Kings, taking down 4 of the players for Taka, and PTT somehow got away. He had a GH God-like enchant totem on that Weaver, but couldn't save his teammates, unfortunately.
There's only so much you could do when the fight is split up like that. A lot of focus went in onto the Rubik there from Taka, and it took probably a little bit longer to kill him off than they would really like. Bloodseeker, their stacks weren't really incredibly high. It was a decent amount, but you can only get their stacks up 4 heroes at that stage since Legion was dead. Now top lane tier 1 will be pushed down by Robo. Sladden will show up here as well. And the Mad King side just causing havoc all around the map. Are going to continue this playstyle as the SNK Puck does have a fresh Blink Dagger, is going to show it off unfortunately, so no surprise there. But between the Blink Dagger on Puck, the Diffusal Blade on the Weaver, as well as this armlet on the Legion Commander, and the fact that she also has a Blink Dagger, it's pretty much locked up. They have all the initiation power in the world, and Global Silence is only so powerful.
Yeah, and they're still waiting on Blink Dagger for Batrider, Blink Dagger for Earthshaker. When you get those, that'll make you feel a little bit more comfortable. Lincoln Sphere is what Ember Spirit's building right now, but that one, you know, you also sort of feel like they're going to have some tools to deal with that. Like the Diffusal Blade. And they do pick up the puck here, but here comes the charge and the duel. That'll be an easy lockdown, easy kill on Masha. And more duel damage. Up to 3-8 now. That's not too much, but was a level 2 duel, and will be level 3 soon.
That was an expensive kill there. Even if the Legion Commander doesn't get the duel damage, trading your Ember Spirit away for any one hero, I'm not really sure if that's ever really going to be worth it for Taka. Like, the Ember Spirit's the one to do all the damage at this stage. The Batrider can't initiate just yet. The Bloodseeker, yeah, you can throw out a level 2 Rupture, and that's not bad, but for sure will struggle to actually go in and finish off that Ruptured target. It's really all about that Ember Spirit damage, and to some extent the Echo Slam from that Earthshaker, but still that's going to be quite a long ways off. 444 going to run into the Rubik. Anytime Shadowburn running into Moger, and this Batrider is going to get dueled. That is not a good place to be. Instantly dropped, 52 duel damage. They're also chasing for this Silencer. They have a Diffusal Blade.
Yep, nice.
And that is going to be an easy kill. Puck's going to join the fight as well. And
the duel has been so good for crowd control, and Ember's just not where he needs to be for them to be able to do anything in these fights. They're doing a great job coordinating the duel and the charge and the rest of the players as well.
It does feel like Taka are perhaps playing a little bit too far away from one another. Like, they can't really help each other if they get charged or blinked on or whatever. And speaking of, Masha is going to jump very safely backwards, so he'll be fine. They're looking at this Rubik now, who does still have the remnants of some Flame Guard. We'll get the lift up on the Batrider, throw him down. Flame Guard will give him quite a bit of survivability here, but it actually times out. Now the jump in from Robo. Prepped himself for the duel. They'll shred the Batrider again. 2 consecutive wins there for the Legion Commander, or 3 rather, and now the jump in onto Robo. She is bleeding right now, but she's putting up a hell of a fight. With the Puck coming in, they'll take down the Ember Spirit. Coil will not save the Legion, but she'll get another one, Puck. And now on the run up against I Hate Anime. SNK does have phase and blink and backup. Echo Slam off the mark will do absolutely no damage. Just a little bit of that initial damage component on the Spirit Breaker, but not even the aftershock damage. And yeah, they lose the Legion Commander, but she kind of suicides for dual damage. And for at 66 right now, with the trade that they got, including killing off Masha, that is so incredibly worth it.
Yeah, especially this early in the game, you know, Legion, you know, early mid-game, Legion trading dual kills is still, like, great. It's fantastic. That turned into a very nice fight for them overall. Just being able to continue to put pressure on this Ember Spirit like we talked about, and setting the Batrider back as well. Earthshaker's finally about to go, get Blink. and Batrider's, you know, had to get, or you know, chosen to get the drums first, but we'll be getting his blink like 600 gold. So it'll give you mobility, but you still just like, that'll just help him drift around the fights. They're still just losing the fights. Mad Kings are able to kind of pick them apart real easily. So they're going to need more than just those blink daggers.
I'm going to let you keep talking for 10 seconds because
yeah, sure.
I got to get the door.
Yeah, Bloodseeker trying to build up a BKB. That's his next item, and he's sitting on 3,800, so plenty of gold there for that. Just needs a little bit more money and can buy that straight up. That blink dagger will be really helpful. You know,
it's
we
fine.
have
Saved. We're good.
Yeah, no, I was just talking about the blink dagger on Bloodseeker. You know, that's a question of with Ember, whether Ember, you know, is going for that Lincoln Sphere. If Ember should have maybe gone something a little bit more fighty, and then also gotten a BKB, or what do you think that he's? I mean, he's still got a ways to go for that Lincoln Sphere now too, since he's died a few times. Another 2,000 gold.
It does seem like it's not really going to be the safety item that he kind of needs it to be.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, the dream scenario, you block a duel, right? And therefore, you just jump away and Legion Commander is kind of standing there like an idiot. But the more likely scenario is that you're going to show up on the map, your Lincoln Sphere is randomly going to be triggered by a charge from the Spirit Breaker, and sometimes that'll just be because Spirit Breaker wants to. And other times it'll be because there's a Legion Commander ready for that Lincoln Sphere to pop, and then she's going to blink it in duel. So
yeah,
it doesn't seem like it's going to be really an end-all as far as safety is concerned, and it doesn't really seem like Taka have enough offensive power to afford going for those type of items either. So it's going to be incredibly expensive, and by the time he gets it, is it really going to have the impact that he wants? I would say probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so. And you just don't see any items on the horizon that are really going to swing things around, which is tough to say for sure.
Figure's pretty close to a blink, remarkably, somehow.
Yeah, that'll help. That'll help for sure, but I am somewhat dubious of how well that is going to help.
Well, Global Silence is up. They have Batrider not too far away from his blink, so, you know, line these items and skill timings up properly, and you could very easily get the jump in on and kill pretty much any given Mad King's hero. But the problem is that the map control now is going to start slipping away from the Taka side. All lanes, or at least bottom and mid, pushed in quite a bit. And Ember Spirit can very easily be killed off if he's going to rely on the jump out to survive every single time. It's not going to work every single time.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of money left on the map with all of the towers up for Mad King, so Taka will be able to get at those. Hopefully, eventually, they still have their tier 2s up. With Bloodseeker having that BKB and the smoke that they just popped, might be able to find a surprise here. Gonna run through the wave of creeps and then head bottom. Maybe going for Weaver, but taking their time here and then drawing back the other way.
I think Weaver is just going to get out. They do see the swarm. So that the Weaver was there, but yeah, Weaver pings out. Looks like they do see the remnant in his place, but everyone else on Mad King's nowhere near this bottom lane. They're all top, actually. Spirit Breaker's charging in for bottom. Bad idea, man. He's going to cancel it very quickly, and that smoke gank, a lot of wasted time. I do still want to see Taka go for these type of plays, use the lasso, use the rupture, try to get some blood with the Global Silence and the Echo Slam and the Blink Dagger on the Shaker now picked up, but again, where are the opportunities? There's some up towards top, but the only hero really presenting is that Spirit Breaker, because everyone else on Mad Kings, they went into Roche. Taka, they can crash this so hard if they actually catch wind of this, but I'm not sure if they're aware of this going on.
Yeah, their Hawkeye vision is directed somewhere else. They do not think that rush is going on. And I definitely, I mean, that smoke was a clear waste. If they had considered going after somebody other than Weaver, it could have maybe turned out well for him. But Weaver's just too elusive, just him by himself. It's going to be trouble, no matter how you slice it. And now they're kind of just still staying in their off-lane secret shop jungle area, sort of trying to push this tier 1 now, but their tier 2 is going to be getting pushed, and I think they're going to be abandoning it, and eventually they're just going to have to TP home.
Nice defensive orb scout there from SNK, just to make sure there's no Shaker with Blink Dagger or Bat Rider waiting in the wings. Tower will be given away, not quite for free, but pretty close to free. Tier 2 for Tier 1 is perfectly fine for Mad Kings since they still have more Tier 2s to take. The creep wave isn't that far away. Top lane also has to be defended. It's not really the largest push here as far as just from the creeps, but for sure Taka cannot afford to ignore this. They don't really want to ignore this. They have all these items at the perfect time. Double Blink Daggers, got BKB on the Bloodseeker, as well as that Linken's on the Ember Spirit, and all of these items, or most of them at least, you would expect to be still hidden. Not much Radiant Vision in the area, so maybe this is going to be the time for them to make some sort of fight happen. But with only Weaver in the front line, with an Aegis and a Linken Sphere, how do you actually initiate? I am not entirely sure.
As well as Legion Commander, you know, they don't really want to just throw somebody at Legion for Legion to duel and be like, all right, thanks, dude, you know, on Rubik and Weaver jumping in on them. It's definitely a tough situation. They're trying to counter it by pushing bottom again. At least Masha finding some farm down there. Spearbreaker coming down there, lost in the last of the interrupt. But they're not really going to take the fight. So just a little bit of distraction there.
In the meantime, Legion Commander picks up an invisibility rune. She is not under any detection, though there is sentry placed, and they now see her. They can't get any damage on her, though. She blinks out, purges off all of those silencer spells, is still in a little bit of trouble, but also in trouble is this Bloodseeker purged up. And now with the Global Silence, Puck will land and will be able to phase shift with that Eul Scepter response. Global Silence has been almost entirely wasted. Robozy blinking in for the duel, can't quite find it. We also have Moger, though, charging in towards the back. His charge is off the mark. He'll have to settle for another strike onto the Bloodseeker, actually, trusting his Weaver can kill the Silencer. And he will do just that. One kill. Really, just one kill? Okay, well, that's fine for Mad Kings. They don't really use any spells there, and the Global Silence is down, so they can continue pushing.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it worked out for them for sure. They didn't get a big jump. They didn't get the duel. They got interrupted a few times, but, you know, you'll take the kill. You'll take the continued pressure. And won't try to cut bottom or do anything like that. Just take middle. Silencer gonna respawn here, so Ember Spirit could just pop back here with his speed to travel at any time.
This is not all that much right-click damage so far. Was it Blood Right stolen on the Rubik? Yeah, that's not a bad spell at all. No indication of who's who's. Legion Commander will get pulled back. On the side, Fissure still walling her off, but a two-man coil is going to give Robo at least a little bit of space to survive for a little while longer. With the armlet, will have to force a triple commit from the Ember Spear to get that kill. Now chasing after SNK, who will phase shift dodge that silence. Jump in as well will be dodged by the Puck. He's going to orb out, will dodge everything, and now Shadowburn is actually stuck, so he cannot continue the chase. Off to the top side, Nada is going to find Masha, but he may have an Aegis, but he cannot kill through the Shrine. They will lose only the Legion Commander, as Shadowburn does find a nice initiation to hold that high ground. That was perhaps a little bit of an unwarranted push for Mad Kings. It was looking pretty free, but I'm not really sure if they have enough damage to take down a tier 3 at this stage. If they were able to get it, Shrines would have been incredible. So for right now, I Hit Anime is going to be facing up against just Nada. He is going to force a TP out. And Masha is going to come in, but best case scenario here, you take out the Aegis. Time lapse and nothing.
Yeah, I think that Mad Kings maybe had sort of forgotten that the respawns were coming in, and just sort of got caught a little off guard there. A little too aggressive, but they're still in a great position here, and they're just going to calm things down, get some farm around the map real quick here, and reform along in this bottom part of their jungle. But right now, Spearbreaker getting jumped on. It's Earthshaker and Ember Spear who spawn him, but Bat Rider's there as well. The Puck comes in though. We have Global Silence has been dropped, but that's after the Dream Coil. Spearbreaker going to be taken down. Puck getting torn up. He is killed. Fight is going to sort of fizzle out though, as Radiant is going to draw on the map, but they're going to push top and try and do a little bit of split there. The Aegis just getting reclaimed as well.
Unfortunately, the Weaver didn't have a TP scroll, so there was no fight to be had there for Mad Kings, even if they wanted to. Nice little opening with the pretty deep Observer Ward coverage. by the Dire, just spotting out random Spirit Breakers wandering by, and yeah, using Global Silence is quite expensive there, but for sure is well worth it. Especially if they're able to, you know, pick off those heroes without having to worry about heroes like Legion and heroes like Weaver running in and starting to ruin everything. So quite a nice set of picks, and also at pretty much the perfect time. The enemies now lose the Aegis, so we'll be not really sure if they want to continue. I'm pretty sure Weaver's got debated by his allies, and he's going to take a lot of damage. Time lapse is going to be there. They still see him, though. He is still ruptured. He's going to get right to the edge of the circle, and he still will fall. Oh no, that was a disaster play from the Rubik, and now the Spirit Breaker as well caught. The Rubik just put a Blood Right down, but of course there's no indication that it's the Rubik, so Weaver's like, oh shit, that's a Blood Right. I can't walk into that, but it was his allies. Oh no, they need to fix that, make it green or something, and now they're not done. The Batrider did not use his lasso yet, and they're gonna find a couple in the background. Sladin immediately taken down. Now looking for Robo. I don't know if the Batrider's fast enough to catch up here. SNK, he'll settle for that. He can't quite find a target. 3 seconds left to his Blink Dagger. Lots of damage, though, from Masha's shield as he's going to get dueled, but the duel is going to be canceled by that lasso, meaning that, well, you're without honor, Masha. He's still going to win the duel and get a double kill, but now Taka stepping up their game in a big way off of a miscued stolen spell from Rubik. I've never seen that before, though. That was interesting.
Yeah, that was a brutal turnaround, and I didn't think that Masha was going to get that dual damage at the end. That was a fantastic pickup for him, plus 18, and I hate anime, a very successful fight for him as well. It's going to be a TP going in from Weaver right onto the shrine, but I hate anime is going to TP out in response, and Nada can't stop them, and actually that's going to burn another TP as well, but was going to go there and then canceled it.
Shadow Blade being built up on the Earthshaker. 4 staff completed on the Batrider. Ember Spirit now is actually almost at that Radiance. It didn't really feel like he really farmed that long for this item. Lots of fighting, and yeah, lots of pressure being provided on his side of the map, so a lot of split push farm for the Ember Spirit, but the gap between Lincoln Sphere and Radiance, not quite as long as it ordinarily would be. Good amount of gold coming out from these heroes from the Taka side, and now for the Mad Kings, there's been a real lack of really team fight coordination these past couple of minutes. The Global Silence and the lasso, at least the threat of the lasso, has been really wrecking the Mad King side. It does feel like they can still fight, but they're just not grouped up quite as well as Taka are.
They just smoked right by this lane, and they're gonna find Masha, but it's gonna be a bit of a waste. They Blade Mail and blink in, and Masha just rotates out. You're gonna know that top is somewhat open as well. All these towers are providing a great amount of gold as well. They get this top one.
They get the Weaver with the lasso, with the 4 staff to cancel the Lincolns. He will not be able to time lapse, and now I Hate Anime charging forward with the BKB cover is only going to end up getting that 1 kill. They also use the Global Silence for that, so the reinitiation onto the Bloodseeker is going to be pretty dangerous. With the duel there, they'll take him down. They need more damage right now. Where is Masha? They need that Ember Spirit here. They'll lose Shadowburn in the meantime. PTT is going to jump in, does quite a bit of damage, and 4for4 doing a lot of damage as well. We'll start cleaning up with the intelligence. Here comes the Ember Spirit for real. It's going to be a triple kill for Masha. Shows up late to the party, but of course, all the cool kids, they never show up on time. Fashionably late, we'll call that. And that's going to be a 4for2 in favor of Taka.
Yeah, pretty fashionable showing up with a Radiance to the party. Everybody thinks that's pretty cool. Masha had to scramble back to grab that real quick. Getting that top tower is what gave him that last like 100 gold. Just did the good old TP spirit trick, and then waddled his way on over. Just Nada thrown out on the chat wheel. Don't give up. So hopefully, you know, I Hate Anime on the other team. Maybe Mad Kings can find us some anime inspiration and they can persevere against their opponent.
It's going to be really hard to do that when you're looking at a Batrider who got the absolute flawless initiation on a Weaver with Lincoln Sphere. Usually Lincoln Sphere is going to be like you just completely safe. He didn't have a Legion Commander who could immediately purge off that lasso, but Blink 4 staff on the Weaver to pop his Lincolns, grab him with the lasso and kill him off is not an easy combo to execute. You need to be very, very quick with your timings, but it worked out pretty well for Taka, and now looking at a marginal net worth lead, but the lead may not be in Taka's favor substantially just yet, but it's out of Mad King's favor. They've lost entirely all their momentum that they've had just a while ago. And now you can see are really spread out, and it almost seems like they're scrambling for answers to this team fight. Oh, that smoke, though, was not good. It was right over a Radiant Observer, so Mad Kings can receive this, but Global Silence up in 5. If Batrider finds someone, they could still be a good Taka fight.
Weaver might find somebody. No, okay. He ends up drifting away from the Prowlers. Spirit Breaker's there. There's the Lincoln Sphere.
Technically the Ember Spirit up against the charge of Moger, but again, that's like the trash spell that you're going to throw in there every single time.
Okay, so engagement slowly not happening. But very tense. Earthshaker in great position right now, but Weaver goes to invis.
Heroes showing themselves right now. Masha will once again show himself. You know, may or may not get his Lincoln Sphere popped, but Shadowburn, you at least have to wait for this Firefly to come back online. Until then, they'll just farm a couple Ancients, bounce up to the top lane with Masha, with Radiance, with the Flame Guard, and absolutely wreck this creep wave. And the rest of Mad Kings, they're not really getting all that much farm. Like, Nada thinking about farming the bottom lane, a couple of jungle camps being cleared out, but nothing really substantial. They can kill off Masha, Lincoln Sphere popped, and immediately Sleight of Fist and jump away. No chances here from the Ember Spear. He knows the threat.
Yeah, did not want to deal with that. And with the Radiance, they're going to have a little bit more trouble dealing with him, just having to rely on breaking through that missed chance with both Weaver and LC. And some of the other heroes just becoming way more ineffective against him. So it's a big step up in Taka's survivability overall.
Interesting build from the Ember Spirit in this game. Shiva's is not what I'm talking about. It's this talent of 500 Flame Guard absorption. I mean, you kind of want two things to make that better than the armor. You want the enemies to not have a lot of physical damage, to have a lot of magical damage, but not quite enough magical damage to bust through that upgraded shield. In this game, there is very, very little magic damage in this game, including a Diffusal Blade Weaver. So I think he just wasted his level 20 talent. Like, 10 armor is great up against Weaver and LC. 500 Flame Guard does actually nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you have Illusory Orb, you have Overwhelming Odds, and you have Fable, but still, like, 10 armor is really nice. We'll see if engagement breaks out here. PTT wandering around, just not quite seeing. Oh no, he did see Nada in the trees there. He's gonna be able to get the stun on him again. Drops the Echo Slam. More damage coming in. The time lapse brings him back up to full, stunned and lassoed. But I don't know if they'll be able to burst him down here. Is going to be taken down. Masha picking up a kill on Moger as well. Rubik standing in the midst of things, going to get blasted down. PTT getting the kill. And the tide seems to have turned here, as now Taka leading 29-25 in the kill count. Also, they've gotten rid of all of the outer towers, and looks like they might be the first team to claim a tier 3 in this match as well. Here comes that Shiva's guard.
Forward with that, Shiva's very safe. His armor could have been plus 10, could have made a difference here perhaps, but it doesn't look like the duel's actually going to be won. No, it actually will, just barely. Be won as Legion Commander gets a lucky proc. There, I Hate Anime and Shadowburn both caught in the coil, but not taking all that much damage. Retreat now, looks like it might just be clean. Bloodseeker will get a full restore. He has 4,000 HP right now, Bloodseeker, because he picked up a heart. When did that happen? What the hell? I did not see him build up a heart at all.
Yeah, he's gotten pretty chubby in the meantime. He's doing good for himself. Put it that way. He's at the top of the charts, has surpassed Ember Spirit, and they've now built themselves a nice 3,000 plus cushion against Weaver and Puck, as well as Legion Commander.
The tier 3 will be held there ultimately, so shrines are still live for both sides. Masha does end up going a little bit too far and will be picked off. And no Legion. Mad King's still thinking about going for this. The pings are out. It seems like 30 seconds off for this global silence. I'm not sure if they can make anything happen, but still Shadowburn is going to try. There's a flame break, looking to do a little bit of damage here. Moger is going to show himself in the front, and he's immediately going to start bleeding. The Silent Circle is going to isolate Moger from his allies and will kill him off. And that should secure, well, maybe not the Roshan for Taka, but will at least get Mad Kings out of that pit. And they still have the lasso. That's the threat, is that Mad Kings can no longer fight, and Sladin is going to realize that there's still a lasso here. Gonna get pulled back. He does have a Yule Scepter to maybe buy some, never mind. He's dead too.
Yeah, he got straight blowed up there. Just couldn't do much. That Observer Ward was fantastic positioning. Helped him spot him out, and you know, that Roche area is risky, and you gotta have kind of dominance going on in terms of map control. And yeah, Mad King's a little too excited about that.
The lasso is level 3 at this point for the Bat Rider, so the lowest cooldown for him, 51 seconds. Really? Is there a cooldown? Yeah, he's got cooldown reduction. I'm like, there's no way they bounced it for 51 seconds. That's the cooldown reduction, but is going to have that pretty much every single time you need it. And, well, I mean, they need it all the time. They would like to initiate every single time, thank you. Bat Rider does have that gem as well, so going for a Weaver, entirely feasible at this stage in the game. They were able to kill the Weaver off through the duration of the Rupture, which does last a very long time. Even through that BKB, so now pushing forward, Masha does have to be somewhat careful here because Sladin's going to jump in. The Fissure is going to completely whiff on the Rubik, but they will still get away. What did Sladin actually end up with? Chain's not really that great. They're going to jump in and find the puck.
Nice.
That's a big kill, especially since the puck is now silenced and dead, actually, to the blood right of the Bloodseeker. Tower is going to be slowly but surely chipped down, jump in for the duel on the Ember Spirit, but a Great Fissure going to buy him a little bit more space. He will finally go down, giving some more duel damage to the Legion Commander, but that's just the Aegis right now. In the back end, Global Silence is going to be popped out. I Hate Anime has to retrieve right now, does still have that cheese, but is really not sure whether or not he should be going in right now. Is going to charge in towards the Rubik finally, take him down in an instant, and also caught up to the Weaver, who's stuck in the Silent Circle, will be silenced and forced to back off. The Spirit Breaker, who I think just bought back, is going to be caught, and now it's Nada, who's in a lot of trouble along with SNK, and they're going to be chased down. The damage is going to fizzle out from the Ember, but still they chain down the Weaver. Get the kill. Where did SNK go? Looks like he was able to jump back into his base. But with this heart, with the Blood Rage from the Bloodseeker, they are not going to continue for this Tier 3 tower. They're going to fall back, knowing that Shadowburn is how they start another fight.
Yeah, and Masha picking up the Geometry Sight that the Bat Rider dropped was crucial in him picking off Nada there. Forcing that buyback, that extremely sets back Mad Kings. And as you mentioned, Taka just gonna back off and chill in the clouds a little bit here. Get some more farm. They do spot SNK going up here for this bounty rune, and they're gonna see the orb, but yeah, see it. I guess PTT is gonna go over check it out, but he's SNK's TPing down to bottom lane. Which is where Ember
will again bounce out before any rotation can come in. Global Silence cooldown 46 seconds. Is there 2 gems on these heroes now? They just patched it to Silencer. It looks like they just gave it to the Silencer. Okay, so still 1 gem in favor of Taka. Still no racks in advantage, but they will see a couple heroes. At least the Ember Spirit will. Immediately jump out of there. Now past the cheese from the Bloodseeker as well. I was going to say, like, Bloodseeker with cheese is fine if he didn't have a heart and Lincoln's a BKB. Like, he does not need that additional healing. I'm pretty sure he's able to heal decently. Now he has a butterfly as well. Yeah. This is by far one of the highest net worth Bloodseekers in comparison to everyone else in the game that I've seen. Level 25, has that super spammable Blood Right and Evasion now. I'm not really sure if they can deal with I Hate Anime.
He's going to have that, like, Boots of Chow that he's, like, toggling in and out of his backpack to throw in. I don't know, some ridiculous luxury item. Looks like Assault Cuirass is what he wants instead of boots.
He's got the Yasha in his inventory. It's a very poor item to just... I mean, it's not a poor item, but it's a kind of underwhelming item to just have at this stage in the game.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you could do something with that, at least that slot.
He already has a BKB, so he probably doesn't need a Manta-style upgrade to deal with that Puck Silence. Just get some more damage. You do have to watch out somewhat about Blade Mail with the Legion Commander. Like, you do a lot of damage to yourself with that item, but man, does it really matter at this stage in the game? I'd say any expensive item for the Bloodseeker will be fine. Doesn't have to buy the perfect item, just has to buy a item.
Right, just spend that money. They're grouping up on bottom. They have an Ember top just right now. He's just clearing the way to keep the push off. He actually just bounces out towards mid. And that sets him up pretty well here. Bloodseeker does push forward, put Blood right on the ground here. Puck jumps in, throws in the silence, but here comes Ember Spirit. Gets the lockdown on Rubik. They're going to get a lasso on Legion Commander as well. Earthshaker is there as well, so there's the full combo. They are unstoppable, killing Rubik as well. Jumping forward onto the puck, getting pressure there. Weaver is just floating at the edge, staying at those tier 4s, trying to get involved in this fight. But really, Dire is like full health right now. Spiritbreaker rushing in towards the back line, throw down the sentry as well, and then he dies. Puck has jumped over everybody, but the Fissure Echo Slam combo from Earthshaker. Silencer running away. Silencer goes down, and that was it. Yeah, there we go. GG's.
Ignoring everyone in the front. That charge from the Spiritbreaker at the end was really good. Like it's separated all the Taka.
Yeah.
The target you're going for isn't ideal, but the fact that you like kind of part the seas and actually let your team get in there would have been really nice if they weren't all dead. Like they already had, I think Buyback was still on cooldown from that from the previous fight, so Mad Kings kind of ran out of gas as far as that's concerned. They weren't focusing on the Bloodseeker, they weren't focusing on Masha, they were going for the supports who already used the global silence. So at that point, as Silencer, you don't care if you die. I mean, he did die in the end. It didn't matter one way or the other. You got to go for the more important heroes in the Ember and the Bloodseeker, but they just didn't have enough answers for that. So Mad Kings had, how much lead is this? 7, 8K, something like that, net worth lead. And ultimately just couldn't keep up with that tempo. Legion Commander stopped winning duels aggressively. They stopped initiating well, and Taka just stalled out the game for long enough.
Yeah, a lot of space for I Hate Anime, and then Masha just definitely doing excellent stuff, focusing on rounding that corner and getting his items up. You know, we saw that once he got to those items, especially that Radiance, that just immediately made a huge difference in their fighting capabilities, and they really leveraged that. And it'll be interesting to see how the teams respond to the draft, because there were obviously just kind of some strategical draft differences and issues that Mad Kings ran into, and it wasn't necessarily a complete just like outplay. So curious how the draft will go for game 2 here.
Well, that game is going to be coming up soon, guys. I'm Mike Loris. I've been joined by Eckstein for this first game in the best of 3, Taka versus Mad Kings. Gotta say, I've been very impressed with Taka as of late, and we'll see if they're able to keep this up. We'll be right back in just a little bit.